I would just say that the genre is really compelling because you get to bring to bear sound and image and everything to conduct a psychological experiment on people in a darkened room. You're watching Dane's character be processed as a patient in this sanatorium. You're watching his journey, but really, you are the patient, right? I mean, that's what I love about this genre, you know. And we get to slip into a dream logic. It doesn't need to be the same logic of a waking state, if that makes sense. Well, The Shining is a beautiful movie. I think that there are a lot of influences. Roman Polanski's The Tenant is one of my all-time favorite movies. Don't Look Now, The Servant, Joseph Losey film. I mean, all of those movies have a sense of some other force besides the story. We very early on we talked about the sense of the inevitable, you know, with a sense of something is at work, sort of pulling the camera down the corridor, and so it's not just, you know, the danger with an overt style is that it can become, you know, it's like wearing the wrong dress to the party, you know. It has to constantly be in service of the story we're telling. And so we're trying to say, right from the beginning, this melody, you know, the perfume bottle's opened and the smell has come across the Atlantic and is kind of, the sirens are calling Dane's character to this place. Everything has a kind of intention. And I think that's what you sense in Kubrick's movies. Absolutely. I mean, there's like very strict intention, and there are different times we want to. I would really admire Hal Ashby, you know, for different, you know, to almost the absence of that intention. So it depends on the process. This one, because we were trying to put this sickness in that sense of an inevitable force, it seemed appropriate.
That was definitely one of the more intense sequences to shoot. I think it took about 2 weeks to shoot it, and you know, it was underwater the whole time. I'd never acted underwater before, and so that was a challenge. But I was bolted in basically. I was wearing a harness, and there were metal cables that were tied to the harness that were keeping me horizontal, and I had you know, the oxygen to breathe out of my mouth, but my nose wasn't covered and my eyes weren't covered. And, you know, I remember doing takes sometimes that were like 20 minutes long. And it was exhausting. It was a really, really intense 2 weeks. I mean, every day was challenging in some way or another, but for those 2 weeks in particular, Gore really put me through it.